Well, the Farmers Business Network has just released their U.S. acreage report projecting key crop planting. Now, the data comes out a week ahead of USDA's June 30th report. Chief Economist Kevin McNew joins us now for a breakdown of the FBN numbers. And Kevin, thanks for your time again here this morning. We appreciate it. So why does FBN, first of all, gather this information and put out a report like this?
You know, we have 25,000 farmers, not only in the U.S., but in Canada and Australia. And a key mission of ours is to take their data and help them make better decisions. So this is one of those deliverables, asking them about their planting and acreage intentions and helping them gauge what they should be doing ahead of the key report June 30th.
Talk about, if you would, the upside and, of course, the downside that you're seeing.
You know, here's kind of what we saw from what farmers told us. One is that they did increase corn plantings based on what they had said in March. And so we do believe that we'll see USDA have a higher corn number. Now, where we are in disagreement with maybe some other analysts out there is just how big that number is. We're looking for about a 1.8 million acre increase in corn plantings. Other analysts are putting out much loftier increases. And I can tell you there's kind of a couple of key reasons why we don't think the corn acre increases that much. One is winter wheat has significant increases, not only year on year, but in March, USDA increased their winter wheat estimate from their January estimate by 1.1 million acres. So those acres really were in key corn producing states. So that was kind of taken out of the equation for the potential for corn to increase. The second thing is we see acreage already at very, very lofty levels when you look state by state and you look at all the various crops that farmers had options to plant this year. So, for example, if you look at Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, Nebraska, 4 key major growing states, they're nearly at their 10-year highs for acreage across all the major crops. So farmers had a really wide selection of crops to grow this year. And I think, analysts like to focus on corn and beans, but, things like spring wheat, bought some acres back, rice and cotton bought some acres back. So it's not just a corn and bean world this year for farmers.
And Kevin, we know there's volatility in the market, but what would you say right now are the biggest risks as we move ahead through this growing season?
Yeah, I mean, clearly the June 30th report will be the marker. But obviously right now, weather is just so crucial. The markets are really responding to increased rain, especially kind of into that Iowa area. I can tell you, talking to some of our farmers this morning in western Iowa, where it's been exceptionally dry, they didn't really get some of the advertised rains. Traders are looking at maps, seeing 1 inch of rain falling in western Iowa where it's just been dry. Farmers we're talking to anecdotally are saying, about 0.3 of an inch. So we're not filling the gap too much in terms of the dry area. And then, of course, in the eastern part of the U.S., we're just seeing intense rainfall in places like Indiana. So weather is going to be so crucial in the next 30 days.
All right. Well, Kevin, as always, thank you very much for your insight today. Farmers Business Network Chief Economist Kevin McNew joining us. And, of course, you can find more online. That's at FBN.com. Thank you, Kevin.